Hello class, it's me, Mr. Ture, and today we have a painting composition exercise. First, let's make sure our painting paper is on the rough side and not the smooth side, so rough side up. Alright, we're going to need the usual tools, cup of water, paper towel or a rag, and 2 brushes, a small brush and a medium brush for detail. This is what we will be making, an oceanside sunset. With sky, different colored sky, maybe some oranges and some reds, a nice sun with the white middle, and a murky ocean, many colors, yellows, nice reflection of the sun. And finally, some birds in the foreground that will be painted last. Alright. As long as we have our fresh washed palette, we can put the usual primary colors on it. Let's get started. Now let's mix our colors. Let's get a nice rich purple. We're going to need a cup of water and some paper towel to make sure the brush doesn't contaminate any of these beautiful pure colors. Now, let's get to it. Do you remember how to mix colors from the last time? I think we do. We'll get you started. Got that royal purple. Make sure we have enough of it because the sky is big. Now let's make a nice light green. We can always add more white or more green to it, depending on the effect we want. Okay, now we are going to mix a nice pink. So we're going to take the red, this beautiful rich red, put it down here, scoop it in. Have you identified what your favorite color is yet from this exercise we've been doing? Any colors that speak to you? Let's make a pink here. Switch the water. All right, so now we have our palette. We've mixed our colors. We have a nice lilac, the pure red, pure blue, green, yellow, just so we can dip back in and modify these colors or change them as we need to. Because the sky does change from light to dark, from intense to faded. We have a swampy green, which we're going to use for some of that murky ocean depth. We have this white for the middle of the sun. Let's get started. So, we have fresh water, fresh brush, fresh paper towel. We're going to move the paint to the side so we can start to paint. Alright, so now it's time to draw the horizon, the ocean, sun, and the sky. I'm going to be using a heavy line, but I would like you to use a light line. So more than halfway down, let's make the wavy ocean. And now, a nice crescent of a circle for the sun. And if you want, you can use your palette. So I'm going to be doing this in the middle, and from the top of the ocean wave, I'm going to be drawing my circle. Nice. So I have all of this room for sky. I'm not going to draw the birds yet, because I'm going to draw them with paint and a thin brush at the very end. So, we have our drawing. We can touch it up now if we want with our eraser. And we're ready for the paint. Now the painting may seem intimidating because there's a lot going on. The most important thing to remember is that we paint an entire area, one color, as a base. So we paint the sky until it reaches the sun and the water, the sun until it reaches the water, and then the water. Let's begin. So now we're going to put the red in the middle. Notice how the red sort of blends in with the purple. We don't have to worry about washing our brush because we're just dipping into the same color again. Nice. Let's wash our brush. Put a little purple where the red meets that purple so it can blend. Put a little purple where that meets that so it can blend. Nice. Now let's get darker up here. Let's get a little more blue in there. A little more red in there. And now, to make it, oops, I didn't follow my own rule. Let's get pretty rich up at the top. This is called layering, putting paint on an area that already has paint. So we're going to make a little orange, maybe right here. Now to make that orange lighter, let's add white to it. let's push some of this yellow up into the top to break up this thick mass and make it seem like clouds. Alright, so we're going to take some of this color and push it up here. The paint dries quickly, you'll notice. Maybe some of this lilac too that we made will go up here as well. Let's see. Yeah, this is a nice middle area, this lilac. Have you ever seen a sky like this? I have. I went to North Carolina once, and the ocean sunset looked just like this. Let's push this out, move around. Now it's time for the sun. Now let's paint the sun, and let's paint it pure yellow. Little difficulty here. Let's add white to that yellow. Now we're going to get orange around here. How do we blend this orange into this yellow to make it smoother? All you have to do is take your brush and some water, dip it in the water, go back, and smooth this out. Smooth out the transition. Water is a good blender when it comes to tempera paint. Alright, we have this rich sky that goes down to a lighter, fiery color. We have the sun, this beautiful orb in the sky that we might layer a little bit more. And now we're going to have the water itself, the ocean deep. And for this, let's start with green. Okay, so now we're just going to take a little water, put the water on the brush, and smooth that green out. Now, has anyone ever seen a reflection on the water from the sun? I have. And has anyone ever seen different colors or different values of a color in the ocean? like perhaps some of that murky swamp green down here. Let's keep this area nice and green because it will eventually be the reflection. Maybe add some purple in with the green to get a really rich color down here. Ooh yeah. I trust you. Use your imagination. Be expressive. There's no right or wrong way to paint. This is just a suggestion. This is an example of something you can do. Now let's add a little yellow and white into this reflection in a nice relaxed way. So we can take your white paint and add it to this orange. And a little of this green right here for this area. Yes, maybe a little more white too. This is where the white comes in. A little too thick there, so let's push it around. Little yellow, little white, little green, lighten it up. Maybe some areas out here. They're twinkling in the ocean waves. Go back in. Now we're going to have some ocean pushing back into this. So that murky green again, that murky green will come in from here. We're almost done. Time for the birds. Now, I'm going to have a bird. Let's load up that brush. I'm going to have a bird over here. I'm going to have a bird over here, closer. And then one flying into the sun. Nice. So, this has been the sunset on the ocean. You can darken it up even more. Remember, you can always paint over. You can always overlap and layer paint to get different effects. You can use different brush sizes to get different effects as well. As we fade out into the credits, I'm going to start to get a little blue in here because there's a lot of blue in the ocean too. I'm going to experiment and try new things. Now that my palette has been used for what I need it for, I can now mix whatever colors I choose. If at any point you become frustrated, just step away from the art for a second, and then come back to it when you're more comfortable. I hope you enjoyed yourself. Thank you so much for painting along. Bye-bye.